I wanted to start with a weird feeling. I visited Bad Ischl when you had the opening ceremony. And I know that you are from the neighboring town, from the Bad Mittelstoff.
Yeah. Exactly, Bad Mittelstoff,
yeah. And I arrived, I wanted to stalk outside. I came with the train, and I had this feeling that I have arrived in Tartu, because they had exactly the same layout railway station from the same time period.
Interesting.
Yes, and I was walking through this train station, and also like even the park was on the left hand.
Yes.
And in the dark I couldn't see the mountains. Wow. So I was like, it was like so similar. So if you have been here now a little bit, like one day, have you also noticed some similarities?
Yes, most definitely. I feel like being Tartu such a green city, I mean Vienna is a very green city at many spots. So I see that similarity. To Ischl, I don't know, because I'm not that often in Bad Ischl, and the hometown I grew up in is quite a moment away from Bad Ischl. So I don't know if Ischl and Tartu are that similar, but if you say so,
they were not similar in daylight, because you have all the mountains and totally different geography.
Yeah.
How do you feel that this geography also have somehow shaped you as a person and an artist?
It did, most definitely. And I moved away from home when I was 14. Because first of all, the school I wanted to go to was in Graz, so it's like 3 hours away from my home area. And I didn't have only positive connections to my home base, where my parents still live, because as a queer kid, you know, growing up there, not fitting in, whatnot, I kind of wanted to go away. And I had always had this feeling of, oh, there's nothing going on, and it's so boring, and nobody gets me, and so. And then the question came around if I want to be on the board of the cultural capital, Salzkammergut, Bad Ischl, to represent or be a voice for the queer community there. And I said, 100%, because I know how it feels to grow up there, and the challenges and how it is. And then I went back, and I was there for more times than I usually am, and I started to see this area through adult eyes, through the life that I've lived, and I reconnected, and I felt so thankful, because I truly saw the beauty in where I was allowed to grow up. And I understood that all the people, you know, in a small village, everybody raises everybody. I'm just so proud in a way, because I feel like there is so much going on. I grew out of there, and my fantasy is there are no boundaries when it comes to the things I can imagine. And my roots are there. So everything I know, everything I could ever envision and dream of, grew there. So all the thoughts that I have that it's so boring and nothing will ever go on, it's the complete opposite. And now when you look back historically, there were always poets and painters and musicians in that area, because it's so rejuvenating, it's so beautiful, the nature, the lakes, the mountains, it's just so inspiring. And I didn't see that for a very long time, but now coming back, I feel like, you can like really unravel, and you can recharge, and yeah, it's just gorgeous.
It is a marvelous place.
Yes.
So about Vienna and also Berlin, and I really thought that you really yearned for these places as a young artist. So you are like connected also very much with Germany right now?
I'm connected to Germany in terms of work. I do a lot of TV productions there. They kind of get me in a different way than probably Austrian media landscape does. I love to work in Austria too, to not get that wrong. But also, you know, Germany is a bigger country and the opportunities are different, basically. We have like one TV station and they have like whatnot. So yes, I go back and forth. People still ask me, so do you still live in Vienna? And I was like, what do you mean by still? Of course, where would I go? It's the most beautiful place ever.
You also I've got this very interesting also that how to say for you that don't say.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
I wanted to ask a question. In Estonia, we don't have pronouns, actually, and I was wondering, I know in German language, in Austrian also, and in English, he and she, you always have to define, but not in Estonian language, so you hardly ever think about it. Of course, you have words for woman and a man, but this is, if you talk about someone, we never say in our language that whether it's he or she. Was this also, maybe, if you grew up in a language where you always have to define the sex, was this also something that made you maybe more aware and think about these queer issues also?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's so much misogyny, is that the right word, in our society, that I remember when I was a little kid, everybody would say, don't walk like a girl, don't talk like a girl, you know, implicating that being a girl or a woman is something bad. So this is so deeply in the system of the humankind, unfortunately, that in the beginning I always thought I'm wrong because I'm more feminine, whatever that means. So in the beginning I tried to be everything but feminine. And then now I'm growing into it over time, just embracing myself however I want to be. And of course I do play with gender stereotypes too, because when I'm like Conchita, I dress in a kind of very feminine way. You know, I have the corset and I have whatever, the big gowns and stuff. It's like the fantasy I always wanted to live, you know, all the princey Disney princesses.
Yes.
This is always what I wanted to be, and this is how I express myself now. And I do identify as a gay man also. And at the same time, I feel like gender, the structure, is made up by humankind. And we are all everything. We are all connected, we are all masculine, feminine, we are all queer in a way, we are all so individually us that there's no handbook. Nobody can describe you to the fullest, nobody can describe me to the fullest, nobody has written that down. But then we have so many connections, obviously, also. And I would love for us as a humankind to understand that this diversity and that our differences are the most beautiful thing ever, because on the other hand, there are so many things we connect deeply. So isn't that beautiful? This is always something that I obviously realized over the years, but probably always kind of felt that I'm not, why I'm not allowed to wear a skirt? Why is she not allowed to do this or that? It's just, it wouldn't make sense to me.
This year's Eurovision winner, I asked a friend, who won? A man with a skirt. So this is also a very stereotypical thing, and for you also people have referred to a lady with the beard. You have heard probably. How do you get bored of this kind of simplifying things, or is it just, I don't know, human nature? Or?
Yeah, I also feel like we're on the verge of updating ourselves as a society. So with Nemo winning, the moment that happened, we all went, okay, the media most of them will not get it, how the pronouns and how. At the same time, I feel like many people already learned so much in the last couple of years in terms of gender identity, and so many did not. So I feel like this was such a big step and an opportunity for like the media to educate themselves, for the media to educate people. So, of course, we would love it to be just like that, and nobody has an issue with it, but it's not the case. So I feel like every step we take is an important one. Yes.
Do you have some bigger dreams also? What would you like to achieve or make in your future?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I do have some things that I would love to experience or try out for my own, but I also get this growing feeling in me that I want to leave a legacy or give something back in a way. I love to work with creative people, and I love to work with people who are try to do something, try to get to know themselves, and I love to work with them on finding their light. That brings me joy. Making people happy is probably one of my most favorite things to do. And this is what I don't know what it is, maybe I become a teacher or whatever,
yes,
something like that, you know.
Being a teacher, yeah.
But I can't like teach practical things. I only can motivate people, I think. Probably this is something that I would love to experience.
Life coach.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have all the answers, but I feel like I love connecting with people, and I love to, I don't know, motivate them to, you know, break free or whatnot. Yeah.
As we are also like very bourgeoisie people here in Estonia as a small country. So did others like some fun facts that you know beforehand about Estonia? Or
before coming here?
Yeah.
I just always heard this, that you're quite shy and reserved and whatnot, and I don't get this impression at all. I feel like everybody is so open and so friendly and so bubbly, and we are laughing the whole time. So where are these shy Estonians everybody's talking about? I haven't met a single one yet.
Okay.
You're like, okay.
Okay, yeah. Do I have something more? About those Estonian singers you're going to perform tomorrow. Do you know someone? Do you have a favorite?
I knew a few of them by name. I have to re-listen to the songs. I'm sure I'm going to know more than I think of. Also this year's the Estonian entry, I said it before, it was such a good one. Don't you think, like the hook, it was such a great song.
My children love it.
Yes, it's so good. It's really a good song. It's a good song and so well performed. So yes, I'm gonna dive in, and I can't wait to get to know everybody. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.